really been keeping up with March. I've been keeping up more with the women's March Madness than the men's.
Who you got for women's?
USC.
They
Lost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
UConn.
Okay.
UConn.
We got UConn.
No, but I was keeping up with
Just USC.
USC was my first pick.
Val. Yeah, they did.
Bruh.
Val.
I was keeping up with AZ foot injury. 2, cut that out, bro.
No.
Juju Watkins still tore her ACL.
Yeah,
you know that
Juju
part,
Watkins-
right?
Watkins.
Yeah.
I mean, that was viral. You have to know
No,
that.
2. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Welcome back to the Collegian Cooldown
3 welcome
Sports
backs.
podcast. I know, because
We're
they need to
excited.
feel welcome. We're excited
They're
to
welcome.
be here.
They're definitely welcome.
I am your host, Finnley Pendergast, sports editor of the Collegian, and who am I here with very, very closely? Who is an inch away from me on my left?
I am Valentina Solana, your sports editor. I mean, not sports editor.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Editor-in-chief.
Oh.
Sue me.
Well, there. And on my right,
Alexis Bruno, your managing editor.
there we go, and we're here to talk more about ball, all things Fresno State. And let's start us off with a very interesting topic.
Hey, your arms might get tired like that.
I know, I got no place to put them. Let's start with the fee increase. Our news department has been covering that extensively over the past couple of weeks. It has been voted on that all students will be paying $495, that fee, and all of that money will be going to various places. And at the top of the list is athletics. Athletics will be getting around $5 million, it is estimated, between all students. All students will be paying just $495. I say just. It's $500. That's a lot. Anyways, of that $500, about 40% of it will be going straight to athletics. This is a sports podcast. We talk all things sports. So why don't we talk a little bit about money within the sports here at Fresno State? You know, we touched on a little bit about our athletic director, Garrett Classy. He had an event earlier this semester talking about money. And now with athletics getting a huge chunk of the change, what does athletics do with that money? Alexa, start us off.
Classy didn't say nothing. He said he's giving it all to football, and that's really it. I mean, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what he's gonna do with the money, because he doesn't even know what he's gonna do with the money. He has no plan of what he's gonna do with the money. He does have one plan only, and that one plan is to fund football. And that's it, because he believes that if football is the top sport, every other sport will do good also. So I know that money he's going to use to fund football. Now, I do think that our athletics department does need money. So I'm not against money going to the athletics department, because we are in desperate need of money. I mean, our buildings are not even accessible. They need updates. The weight rooms and stuff, they're horrible. I mean, if you look at our locker rooms too, they're not even to the same top tier as other schools. So even getting athlete stuff. So we need money. I'm not against athletics getting the most money, but I'm against not knowing where it's going. I think there should be a clear plan of what they're going to do with the money and where that money is going to go to.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest questions going into when students first heard about $500, and 44% of their $500 is going straight to athletics, and people are questioning, well, I'm paying that. Why does that help me? What does that do for me?
I mean, how do you feel? You're a student, right? We're not going to be here next semester.
$500.
So that's not going to affect us. But how do you feel that you are paying your tuition and it's going to go to athletics?
I would love to see where the money went before I had to, shelf off $500, $500
I mean, you
more
get no
dollars
choice
on top
at
of
this
tuition.
point.
Yeah, there's no choice. And Fresno State is already a cheaper option, but $500 is a whole lot. I don't know where the money is going. I mean, we just have to wait and see. But again, I would love to see a plan put in motion before we're telling students. I mean, they're really not telling students anything. It's just,
You're
hey,
gonna
pay $500
this.
and
It
almost
doesn't
half
seem
of that.
like there is a plan at all.
Right. And I think it's pretty upsetting for students, especially when they're seeing $500 go out, seeing almost half of that go to athletics, when athletics already has. It's funny we're saying athletics has no money, but compared to all these other programs on campus, they have a whole lot of more money.
Yeah,
than
but
them.
if you compare it to compared to a lot of other CSU schools, we have no money. Even
Right.
schools in the Mountain West, we have no money. So that's just kind of where the comparison is coming from. Yes, they do get a lot more, but they also need a lot more too.
But also, I know Victor wrote a story about this. For the amount of students that we have, we're paying way more for athletics compared to like other students, which makes sense because we have 20 whatever thousand students. Other schools have way more. But I think it is kind of crazy. I know you went to a couple of those like open forums and stuff like that where students were voicing that they just want to know what itemized, or like an itemized list of where the stuff is going. From my understanding of this fee increase, like all the back end stuff, the money is going to go to the organizations and they decide what they do with it. But I feel like when you're getting like most of that chunk of the money, it's a good idea to have a plan, and they don't have a plan, which is kind of concerning because then
They definitely need a plan.
it could go anywhere, you know? So
I mean, there's just so many different sports on campus, and we just keep hammering because our athletic director keeps hammering. Football is the top, and it's going to trickle down to all other sports. We've heard that before.
I mean,
think we have heard that before.
Well, he even talked about sports getting cut
yeah.
completely. Now, if you're getting all this money, why are you going to cut sports? Shouldn't you have the necessary money now to keep the sports? I know budget cuts are going around and stuff like that. So he did talk about that affecting Fresno State in the near future in 2026. So, I mean, it's kind of like now you really got to use this money, and there's just nothing, no plan. So, yeah, just...
Yeah, does it go straight to the athletes per se, or is it going to renovations? Because they have, I remember a couple months ago when we were at that forum, I guess, with a lot of the donors, they were talking about renovations to the stadium. They're talking about all of this when Save Mart Center is going on, when the move to Pac-12 is going on. Is $5 million enough to cover everything? We have no idea. I don't think they have any idea as well.
Yeah. I don't think it'd be enough to cover. Well, and then it goes back to NIL. It's like Fresno State has no money really to be paying these. That's why a lot of the players whose seasons just ended are in the portal, because they're getting offered way more money other places. But, I mean, will they use that money to pay student athletes to come here? Will they use that money for, like, the balloon payments at the Save Mart Center? Can they even use it for that? The Valley Children's Stadium, you can't, it's not ADA accessible at all. So, like, I know they've been talking about renovating that as well, but it's just so many issues to tackle with the funds that are allocated with. I don't think would be possible to do everything.
I don't even think they're required to say what they're going to use it for, honestly, because the money that was given to them, it's just given to them.
Yeah.
Like, they don't ever have to say what they're going to use it for. But if the students are paying with their money, they have the right to know where that money's going.
Very sticky situation here, and it's just so weird hearing that it just goes back to football. Everything seems to go back to football. I mean, we hear, just came out, Sunday, that the basketball coach is willing to spend his own money to get players here. I mean, we got 2 returning players. One was pretty much injured the whole year, and the other didn't play at all. So, obviously the basketball team needs money, but it's gotten so bad that our head coach, Vance Walberg, is willing to pay $250,000 if he gets about 5 other donors to chip in, because he said they had $600,000 to work with this past year.
They spent $600,000.
Right.
Yeah. But
And
that's an
so-
outrageous statement. I mean, it's absolutely outrageous. I mean, it just shows how desperate our poor athletics department is. Like, Vance, he is so desperate. I mean, offering $250,000, I get it. Like, you're going to get a lot more money in return. But to offer your own money, pleading to get donations is crazy. I mean, that's as far as you have to go to plead for a donation. I know Old Miss isn't doing it. I know Auburn's not doing that. You think their coaches are going to do that? Heck no. But we're that far into a hole that he has to offer his own money from his contract. It's crazy.
Does that go against some like sort of NCAA rule or something?
I mean, nowadays I have no idea. I
Yeah.
mean, because you could have celebrities out here paying. Was it Matthew McConaughey who's willing to pay for Texas
Yeah.
Texas football team? So there's just and I'm sure there's ways to get around it and make sure that money goes to where it needs to go in order to recruit all these players. But I mean, $250,000, and that's not even a guaranteed return. Like,
If I'm
You're-
his wife, I'm like, heck no, what the heck are you saying? That is our money.
Our money is
Yeah.
crazy.
First of all, I'd be like, that is our money. First of all. Second of all, you're only on a 2-year contract. This is your last season. Why are you offering your money? You don't even know if you're going to be here. Like, why invest into a
Do you
school?
even think he'd like be willing? Like, I know it's one thing to say it and it's another thing to do it. I don't think he would do
If
it.
I'm a donor and I hear him saying that, I'm hunting him down for the rest of his life. I'm going to be like, I donated money and you got 5 other donors. Where's my money?
It's like
It's not going to
I was
the
about to say a
donors.
joke, but I can't.
It's not going to the donors. It's
Yeah.
He's just going to pitch in his own money into like matching theirs if he does get 5. But I'm not.
Do we know if any donors have taken up that?
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly,
Yeah.
but like, it's just crazy. I mean, if I was his wife, you ain't donating nothing, and you better go back and tell them you're so sorry and that you hope that
You were just kidding.
that you change your mind and you're just kidding.
April Fools,
April
late
Fools.
April
Yeah.
Fools. Yeah.
Because
What if it was an April Fool's joke?
well, why is he's offering poor guy? He's so
Late April Fool's
so
joke.
desperate. He's offering this money, and he's probably only going to be here one more season. And you're investing $250,000.
Or is he doing this as like, look I'm willing to invest, keep me for
Yeah.
longer?
No, even
'Cause in a way, it makes him
I
look
don't-
like he's investing in his players, you know?
Garrett
Right.
Classy does not care.
Well,
That's
At the end of the
crazy.
day, 250,000, whether they're winning or not, but they're
That's still
coming
your
off.
money
They're coming
gone.
off a 6-win season,
yeah.
2 conference wins, and an early exit out of the Mountain West tournament. It'd be one thing if they were like, oh, they were 1 recruit away from winning a title or competing.
The whole team
They
is
are.
gone.
They were 1 game away from being 11 out of 11 in the Mountain West.
Yeah.
They
So
set
it's
records
It is a
this
huge,
season.
Yeah, it's
Not
a
the
huge
best.
bet on yourself.
He's investing into a record-breaking school season.
Yeah.
Like, he's investing into his team that broke records the last season.
Where I mean,
Bad records.
yeah.
But they broke records. So you
Looking-
know what? He's like, I'm going to invest money into them.
Okay, I don't know about that. But yeah, it's a
Outrageous
record. It's a
statement.
record I don't think anyone would want to chase, especially 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
But they do have already
horrible.
4 recruits coming on to the team.
Where are they from?
got one of them, a lot of them, I think 2 of them played overseas, and 2 of them.
High school.
We have a story.
High school.
We have a story you should
Yeah,
check out,
it's-
Vincent.
Okay,
Is there any returners?
let's
2.
Yeah, 2. Let's
One's a
just
freshman
say
and one was injured. He came back and then played 1 game and got injured again.
let's just say the recruits are not from top tier schools, or they're not the type of recruits that are you want to be recruiting, unless you get lucky and they just like have a.
Well, no one's stepped foot on the court yet, so I think it's a little early to say that.
You can see their tape though,
You
and you
their
can see their
tape,
film.
but let's
And their
I'm gonna give them the
stats.
benefit of the doubt and
I'm
not
not.
be negative over here and just say they suck as soon as they.
No, I'm just saying you got to recruit better.
But I mean, it goes back. How can you recruit better when you had just
He's
like,
donating money to recruit.
yeah, but you had like not the best season. If I'm a kid coming out of high school and I seen the type of season that they had, either I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a lot of playing time, which I doubt, because if they get students who are obviously have more experience or like student athletes, they're gonna sit the bench. But I would not want to come here because they just had like a really
Coming
bad
out of high
season.
school, I don't know. I feel like people would want to come here because it's a D1 school. It's a good way to get some playing time.
Especially now, because you go here and then jump.
Yeah,
somewhere
you jump
else.
Sure, I
so
guess,
fast.
but-
Like these players here have great opportunities at other places now because they had a lot of film here. So I think this is a good starting point. I don't think it's a good. I'm gonna go to the NBA
Like,
from
be
here.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's good.
But for freshmen, most likely gonna ride the bench.
Brian and Monique did
You
not
never
ride the
know.
bench.
You know,
That's
you could
true,
have
yeah.
you could have 2 players bet on themselves. You can have another
Yeah.
bet on pro,
You can have
and
somebody
then you
step
have
up as a
people-
freshman.
and then you have people be injured all year, and then
Price
you have your
played a
leading
lot,
scorer leave after
freshman.
13 games. There's a lot of things that can
Yeah.
happen during a
Yeah.
season, and if you're a freshman out there,
There's
hey,
opportunities.
there's opportunities out there. Just
There
look
is.
at Elijah Price, Brian Amunique last year. They will not be returning for their sophomore season, but
You
this
don't know
could
that
be-
though. They could still come out the transfer
They could
portal
come
and
back.
stay. Maybe Vance saying he's gonna put in 250,000
That's
will
gonna change their mind?
will encourage them to come back.
Change their mind.
Anyways,
I
I'm
don't know.
joking, but
As soon as the portal opened,
They
They
were
were.
put in
bam,
there.
bam,
Yeah.
bam, everyone's
yeah.
gone.
I honestly don't think Price will come back. I mean, he might. Honestly, if he changes his mind, he is still a freshman.
Mhm.
But I think Price is gone. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody like Zion or something decides to come back. But we don't know.
I think a interesting point to bring up is someone that was added to the coaching staff, and Tyler Johnson, ex-NBA player. He was a former Bulldog. But he does bring, I believe we've talked about NBA experience, who's going to start this program and teach you how to get to the next level. Johnson could be that guy for these players.
Does he have enough experience?
8 years, maybe?
Yeah, but I don't think they were all
With the
fully
Heat,
starting.
it was right. But I mean,
I feel
what do you want out of this game? Because not a
I
small
think-
majority of people are going to be NBA All Stars.
I
Getting
think-
to the NBA is an accomplishment on its own, and playing 8 or 9 years in the NBA, that's a huge deal.
I think he'll help more with the connections that he has. I don't think necessarily like the skill level. He might help with skills, but I think Coach Welch is there for that because he has so much experience. But I think Tyler will actually help more with the connections he has in getting those athletes to different places.
That's got to be
Which is
gotta
good because
draw
that brings
interest
people.
from
Yeah,
players. Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, it
Because
does.
I mean, you have your coach who obviously spent time in the NBA, older, but when you have a guy that's went through the program before, had a successful NBA career, and comes back,
Yeah.
that's got to get your attention.
I think the biggest thing is that he's from here. An 8-year career in the NBA, it's an alright career, I would say. Not a lot of people get that many years.
You also got to
whether-
see like how he was in the NBA and stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
like not everyone's going to be starting all 8 years of their career or like getting a lot of playing time all 8 years. But I feel like him coming back is really good because that's going to draw in players like you said. And I don't know. I think connections really goes a long way, especially now with NIL and that whole kind of atmosphere.
Where does the team go from here?
Seems like we always end up talking about basketball, huh?
It always
I mean,
comes
it's just-
around.
Something
So
new
much
comes
stuff
out. I
is
mean,
going on.
you don't hear about players betting on themselves, and then you don't hear about coaches dipping into their pockets. And $250,000.
That's
a
crazy,
That's a
yeah.
whole lot of money. It is not.
Would you ever
something-
offer that if you were a coach?
Let me get to having
In that
250
situation, no. Yeah.
In that situation,
Had you been in Vance's situation right now and you're so desperate for donors, do you think it's crazy enough for you to say, I'm going to dip into my own pockets now and offer my own money, or no? Or do you think it's
If-
outrageous what he did?
if you are legally allowed to,
Would you do it?
and you are comfortable,
No,
with
would you
your
do
situation,
it? Would you do it?
I gotta know more information. I'm not just
Okay.
gonna say, all
You're
right,
comfortable-
I'll dip it. Yeah, 250. That's fine. Give it to the
Write a
guys.
check.
Like, no, I would need to be comfortable. I would need to be put in a situation where I'm good. And maybe this,
But what if you don't know about your future here at Fresno State?
then I would be less obligated. I
What
would
about
feel
you?
less obligated
Oh, wait,
to
you're
doing
probably-
it.
No, I'm
No.
not dipping in my pockets.
Yeah,
Heck no.
I mean,
You just got a fee increase. You don't need my money.
man, you don't even have to pay it. You're gone next year.
No, but I'm saying if I'm Vance,
Yeah.
our athletics department just got a fee increase. You don't need my money.
Yeah, that's true.
Give us some of that fee increase.
I mean,
I just
oh.
don't think it gets like. I understand he's so desperate and he needs donors, but you're never desperate. He is, but I would never be desperate enough to be like, I'm gonna give some of my money if I get 5 donors.
I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. Like, it's definitely gonna bring
Would
some
you do
attention.
that?
No, I would not do that.
Like,
But I
would
have
you
to
be like, I'm gonna give you
No, I would not.
$250,000?
Like,
She'll cap it at 200.
yeah,
That's straight
no, I'll
200.
cap it at like
$10.
I'm like I'm a chicken from McDonald's or something.
Yeah, team
But
lunch.
Team
I'll
lunch.
get you
lunch,
the-
that's on
Team
you.
lunch on me.
Yeah.
You know, nice
I'll get you the
restaurant, but
new
that's it.
Happy Meal Minecraft.
Minecraft Happy Meal.
The new
No, but
Minecraft Happy Meal box.
It's. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures. Sure, but I feel like this is a little over the top. Like, try fundraising. Try talking to your sponsors.
He has, I believe he's got to 1 mil this year.
Use
So
that
that's
$1
something. Obviously better than 600K this past season.
Yeah, but
So they are trying to grow something. I just think it's really crazy. I mean, this is your last year
season.
on
Well,
this contract. So maybe he sees this as an opportunity, like a last ditch effort.
But like, I mean, poor guy's getting older too, you know? Like, if you look in the long run, like, how many years do you think he actually has here? Say, oh my gosh, the best thing happens next season. We flip the season around. It is day and night, and it's an amazing season. Realistically, how many seasons do you think he actually has here, considering his age and all the time he's had already playing coaching basketball and stuff like that? You know, so it's like, why are you gonna invest $250,000?
I mean, why would you come here in the first place? Then to your
Maybe
point.
this is a good place you want to retire at. You don't.
Well, yeah,
you don't want to
also
retire
don't.
at a high
You also
school.
don't want to retire having the worst season of the program.
But
ever.
it is what it is. You retired till the
No,
end.
the guy wants to win.
I know he wants to win. Anybody wants to win. If you ask somebody, do
Right,
you want to
but
lose?
can't
You
just
don't
say,
want to
he's
lose.
getting older. So if this season doesn't go his way, it's fine. You can retire.
No, but I'm saying if it goes good, if the season goes good,
You think he'll retire?
yeah, he's getting older. He's not going to be here.
How old is he?
Coaching is a big toll. Tedford couldn't even stay the whole time
But
because
he had health concerns.
Yeah, but it takes a big toll. Remember when Hutt was out for that one game last season too because of also his health? I mean, like, coaching takes a big toll on your body, takes a big toll on, like, I mean, obviously, I don't want anything to happen to Vance, but it's like thinking about long term, like, how many years do you actually think he has still coaching? It's a realistic question.
Pulling the age card is wild. I don't know about that.
Everyone got to retire.
Let-
Jamie
let's-
White just retired.
That is true. But
Retirement's
know.
a realistic topic to talk about.
Just because he's dishing out 250,000.
No, I'm saying that if he, like, if I knew in my mind, I'm sure he probably knows a time frame of, like, at this age, I probably want to retire. If I knew it's, like, coming in the next 3 years, I'm not investing money. 4 years, whatever. I'm not investing my money.
then he might not be retiring if he's
Yeah.
investing money.
That's just
You
exactly.
don't know that.
Well, you just
made
said
a
it.
point. You just made a point
made a
that
point.
like why would you put 250,000 if
Oh, so
this
you're
is-
saying that he's probably not going to retire?
No, that's
Right.
what you said.
that's what
No.
you said that you
But I'm saying he shouldn't invest money if he does know he's going to retire soon.
but to that point if we're
Mhm.
putting 2 and 2 together
Mm-hmm.
if he's putting money out there
So
his own money
So he might not
he
retire.
wouldn't be correct.
Well, he might not just get re-signed next season.
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
But he's
Mhm.
he's literally betting on himself. Oh. Sorry.
See? Don't say that. Don't say those jokes now.
I didn't even mean it
Don't
like that.
say
but
those
he's-
jokes. Let's not say those jokes now.
Wait. He might not be.
You
what?
might trigger some people.
He is
He's putting all the
He's-
eggs in his own basket. is what-
yeah, I was going to say chips, but that's probably not better too.
Yeah, don't say chips.
He
What kind of
is
tips?
how do I word this so
They
that
know
it
what
doesn't
you mean.
sound like
They
yeah,
know what you mean.
he's got faith in himself. He's putting faith in himself and it just so happens to be that faith is in the form of potentially $250,000.
He's also very scared.
That's all I'm saying. I mean, how would you feel coming off that season all your players walk?
I would probably be really nice to them, and I would offer them more NIL money, or I would
But
make
if you
it
have
a
no
point.
money
But
to-
I
to
know,
dish
I
out, like, what are
understand.
you
So
supposed to do?
there's sacrifices at that point, right? I
the
would.
sacrifice is dipping into that back pocket with 250,000.
No, that's outrageous sacrifice. A sacrifice, I'll be like, okay, I really want this top key player on my team, so I'm going to let go of other people to give this person priority money and not, yeah.
She's a hater. She's just hating, right?
I feel like
Meaning I'd pick one person, right? If this person did really
give
good on
all
my
the money?
team. No, if one person that did really good, I would offer them more money than everybody else. But because I'm sure you try and keep everybody, like, no, you got to make sacrifices. All team goes, keep one person, offer them more money. Or the money that...
Well, maybe he
they're-
did offer the money.
But we don't know
but-
that.
Yeah, we don't know that, and we don't know what other schools are willing to offer. No, I don't think any player has signed just yet. They're just sitting
Nope, they
in the
haven't.
portal waiting out their options. Maybe they do come back. I mean,
There's
you
been
saw-
Instagram posts of off where price has been offered, and they're big schools.
Mhm.
And there's been other posts on where other players have been offered. Big time schools.
I feel like another thing too is like you definitely, when you have the option to test your options in the portal, you're going to want to take it. You're going to want to see if you're going to be offered more money elsewhere, or if you're going to be able to get more playing time, because that's always promised elsewhere. So
But mind you, you can't just go in the portal whenever, because it'll count as one of your portal entries. You have a certain amount of portal entries unless your coaching staff leaves, so that doesn't count against you. So them testing out the portal right now, it still counts against them.
So, I mean, either way, I feel like it was kind of expected for them to test it out after the season that they had.
Yeah, they
So,
should, but it does count
yeah.
against you. It's not
Yeah.
like, oh, we all get to go in the portal just because we hate this team. Like, it counts against them.
Yeah. Which,
I mean, we've seen players from Fresno State enter the portal. Alzillian Hamilton entered the portal, came back.
That's what I'm saying. You can,
Right. So you can come
Yes.
back, but you're testing out your options, seeing what you can get out there, because I can almost guarantee you're probably getting a whole lot more money
elsewhere.
elsewhere.
Unless Vance does.
Right.
put in
Yeah.
another $250,000.
And
Like,
now,
we're ready.
another piece to the puzzle is that you can now negotiate NIL deals before signing somewhere.
I feel like that's so crazy. I feel like, I don't know. This is my take.
Wow, I'm getting
College
really
sports has
tight
become...
here.
Is it a dark horse take? Because we
No,
we know
okay,
what happened
stop.
with the last
Don't be
one.
talking about
Guys,
dark
let's
horse
replay the
takes.
clip
Do
from
not replay
last
that
week
clip.
of
St.
her
John's.
saying
I was looking at
UCSD.
St. John's.
They're a two-seed.
Yeah,
Wait,
that's not
you mean St. Mary's or
I
St.
think
John?
UCSD can make a run,
St. John, the two.
No, okay. So it's because I make multiple brackets. I like choose.
but they're
multiple.
not Cinderella story.
No, well, not a Cinderella story
They're
yet.
the best defensive team.
Yeah,
in
he
the
just
country.
asked you about a Cinderella.
Oh, you asked me about Cinderella. Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
No,
Shout
it
out-
was like
shout out
2
St.
weeks ago.
John's.
Hey,
Number 2 seed.
wait. Okay, so by the time this comes out, we will get to your point right now.
I
By
don't
the
forget it. Hold on, let me remember.
no, she'll remember. By the time this comes out, we're gonna know who the winner of March Madness is.
I think it's a 1 seed.
Oh my
my
gosh, you might
God,
be
I
right.
think it is
Oh my
1 seed.
gosh, is she right? Is she right?
She's
think
right, but I know
Oh
who
my-
isn't going to win, and that was the dark horse,
Oh my
St. John's.
Yeah, the dark
I'm not
horse.
gonna
I'm
live that
sorry.
down.
St. John's dark horse will.
You
not
know
win.
what?
Anyways, let's go back to your thought.
So I was saying, I feel like college sports has become such a business to where it's like, I low-key forgot my point, but I was gonna say that it's
Yeah, it is a business.
it's become such a business now with NIL. Oh, because you said that they could negotiate deals before. That's kind of crazy because at the end of the day, I mean, it's good that student athletes are getting paid because they have, don't get me wrong, put in so much time throughout their days. They'll have to go to schools, probably don't have time for a job. So it's good that they're able to make some sort of living. But it's also kind of crazy seeing these big, huge deals with like bigger schools where like other D1 schools like Fresno State cannot compete because they just don't have that type of sponsors or like money available to them. So it's just, I don't know. It's kind of like a free agency, reminds me of free agency for professional sports where they could negotiate that stuff before, which is wild to think of because they are still college students. So, yeah. College students?
Yep.
What?
No, I was not a huge fan when NIL was introduced. I still am not, just because you see all the problems that are happening, especially for smaller schools. They have no shot of competing.
Yeah.
You just see all these small schools. They can't compete because they have no money.
Also, you don't
And-
get players sticking with them for the whole 4
Mm-mm.
years, so they'll just up and go. You know, we're a living testament to that. They will just up and go.
I mean, for us,
Which, fair enough, but I don't love that.
yeah, but without NIL, it wouldn't be.
our freshman year, I feel like we started covering sports when NIL started, like, picking up a little bit more. Since then, there hasn't been a Fresno State. I'm gonna just stick to like basketball, just because it's easier to like count who stays and who leaves. But there hasn't been a team or a class that comes in, stays the whole time, and graduates. They always end up elsewhere, or, you know, there was like the one person who sticks here. So it's kind of like shows how that's changed, because back then it used to be like this class comes in and they graduate, and we get this other class and they graduate.
Orlando Robinson stayed.
Yeah, but that was like a little bit before NIL. Like
He went
NIL
to the-
was
oh yeah, he
introduced-
wasn't here with NIL.
Yeah, NIL was introduced after he had
Yeah,
left.
he
so
wasn't here.
it's like that loyalty factor is like completely gone.
Yeah,
So
Weaver.
yeah.
Gone, but not forgotten. Definitely not
Weaver
forgotten.
gone, but he did stick it out with Fresno State for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
Until it was all.
So a little asterisk there
Yeah,
with him.
he would have still stuck it out. It was his senior night.
Do you think he would have?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was his senior night. Yeah, but I don't know. That went south. But let's get into some happy things. Back to the March Madness.
Happy things.
It's already gonna happen. So let's just say who we think's gonna win.
Cooper Flag. Duke,
Yeah.
Blue Devils. I said it from the start. I said Duke's going to do it. They're going to make Coach K proud. And they're a game away
Gosh,
from playing in
all
that
of their
championship.
games have been dominated. Absolutely dominated. I mean, you're up at half by a ton, 20 points. Or in another game, you're literally winning the game by 20 points. I mean, it's crazy. They're absolutely dominating.
I got Duke. So
Duke.
yeah.
There we go.
Did
you now?
All right, don't even start.
Did you change your mind after St. John's lost?
Did
Nope.
you even watch St. John's loss?
No, I didn't.
It was
because
crazy.
I was busy that day. I haven't really been keeping up with March. I've been keeping up more with the women's March Madness than the men's.
Who you got for women's?
USC
They.
lost.
Yeah.
I don't know.
UConn.
Okay.
You can.
We got UConn.
No, but I was
Oh,
keeping up with
just USC.
USC was my first pick.
Val. Yeah, they did.
Bruh!
Val.
I was keeping up with AZ foot injury. 2, cut that out, bro. Cannot
No.
believe them.
Juju Watkins still tore her ACL.
Yeah,
you know
yes,
that,
I did
right?
know that. Yeah.
I mean, that was viral. You have to
No,
know
2.
that.
Cut that out. Cut that out.
Clip that,
Wait,
and
clip
that's
it.
gonna
Let's
be
clip
that's
it.
gonna be the
No,
intro.
clip
That's
that.
gonna be put on
No,
Instagram.
Two,
no.
clip
It's
it.
gonna be
Two,
the
clip
thumbnail.
it.
Everything.
Two,
Josiah agrees to keep it in too.
No,
Everything.
cut it.
Is USC your dark horse?
Bruh!
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
asked by Josiah, our reporter. Is
No, cut
USC a dark horse?
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good
Is
one.
a number one seed
said
with one of the
USC.
best players in the country a dark horse?
Oh my
no comment.
gosh.
No comment.
USC.
Cut that out, too.
No.
Yes.
Leave that in.
That is
Clip
that is getting
share
left
it,
in.
No.
That is so
Cut
clear
that
share
out,
it
right
to
too.
there.
everyone you
Cut it out,
can.
too.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
I mean, you can
That-
get famous off of that.
I don't
Like,
want to get famous off of that.
two,
2, cut it out.
USC.
2 shows in a row.
She
You
said,
just-
"I've been keeping up with women's."
I've been keeping up with
Who do you want to win? USC.
I was like, wait.
next year, maybe next year.
Maybe next year, guys.
Okay.
No, no,
Two,
no,
cut it
no,
out,
no. Don't cut it
Alrighty.
out.
Well, Alexis,
Wait. Go
We're
ahead.
cutting that out.
who do you?
No.
Oh, we're keeping that in.
No, we're cutting
Who-
it out.
That is
Who
staying
do
in.
That
you
is getting it
have?
out.
Who do you have winning the men's bracket? There are 4 number 1 seeds to choose from, and keep in mind, St. John's is out.
Yes.
They
Oh
were
my-
number 2 seed. St. John's.
Val's dark horse is out, but I wasn't gonna pick them anyways. I really like how Duke's playing right now, but it seems too good to be true. I don't got Houston. I don't got Auburn. I didn't even think Auburn was gonna make it this far. Now I do got Florida. I got the
Florida.
Gators. Gators all the way. We do got a supporter over here
Yep.
of the Gators. Josiah's clapping in the back. But I do got the Gators. Duke's story seems too good to be true. Flag is playing phenomenal. Probably the number 1 pick in the NBA draft. But I can't. No. Although I do like how they've been playing solid games
Mhm.
this whole March Madness run. But I got Florida winning it
Florida.
in San Antonio, Texas.
I got Florida making it, but
Okay.
Cooper Flag.
But we'll know by then. So
will.
insert who wins,
Cooper Flag with a trophy like this.
and then insert the women's one who wins, and then make sure you circle
South
USC
Carolina?
in red,
All right.
Probably
and then
South
just
Carolina.
cross them. I got UConn.
Huh?
Yeah, I got UConn. Paige, killing it.
Page buckets.
Paige buckets. She's been killing it. So I got her all the way. I'm tired of South Carolina winning. And I don't really like the coach, but
Ooh.
Paige
Always
buckets.
hating.
There's
Always
always-
hating.
Man.
Why don't
Something
you
to
like
say
Dawn?
about players.
I do
Something
like
to say about
Paige.
coaches.
I just said I like Paige. She's good.
No,
On-
you don't like
on-
South Carolina.
She's a player.
coach?
No,
You
she's
don't
not
like
my
South
favorite.
Who did you not like? You said.
South Carolina.
Oh.
Their coach. I also didn't like what LSU's coach told a reporter. I don't know if you guys seen that.
About her jacket?
No, LSU's coach.
Yeah, she was talking about her jackets with the reporter.
No.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm talking about. But LSU's coach told a reporter, because they were like, "Oh, this is like the second time you guys have a losing season or whatever. Like, is it a bad thing or a good thing?" She's like, "What do you think?" And then he's like, "Well, I mean, it's bad that you guys lost." And she's like, "How many Elite Eights have you guys been in, or something like that?" And he's like, poor reporter, he's like, "None." She's like, "Okay, well, I think that's good to me." I was like, "Oh my, play!" We'll try and find it and play it.
Jaden Smith, KLSU Sports. Coach, it's the second straight year you guys get eliminated in the Elite Eight. Just, yeah.
Terrible or is that good?
Terrible.
How many
Uh,
Final Fours you play in?
None.
So it's probably pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
But poor reporter, like, bro just got thrown to the dirt for
I mean,
asking.
your team.
It's
Was it right after the
crazy.
game?
Yeah, no. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure.
I mean,
But it was an outrageous statement. Yes, you know what? I think it was right after they lost. Yeah.
okay.
But still, like, I don't know. I mean, poor guy. Poor guy.
Always hating.
No, it's poor
Always
reporter.
hating.
Like, I feel bad. Imagine they told me that. I'd be like, the heck?
I feel like that'd be embarrassing.
I'd be...
It's like you're in like a room full of like so many.
They ask you,
media
like, have you
outlets?
ever been in
Yeah.
this far? Obviously
No,
not.
I don't play. Like,
Okay, well, I think it's a good thing. Damn. I don't know. Yeah. But that's our prediction. So you got South Carolina. I got UConn. Who do you got for women's? Don't say you.
We know who she's
Yeah,
got.
okay.
We already
Next.
know.
We already
next
know.
question. Next
Yeah.
question. No comment.
She got
Um,
USC all the way.
No.
USC.
All right, we're not keeping that.
Next next podcast, we're bringing her a USC jersey because she's a true USC
John's
fan.
hat,
St.
USC
John's hat,
jersey.
USC jersey. Even when they're out, she still thinks they're in, so she's repping them.
Get her
That's
get her a
alright.
Dodgers mug too.
No, that's
Yeah.
just like-
Speaking of the Dodgers, why don't we head to the MLB opening day?
They're undefeated.
They
Otani.
are undefeated. Otani just walked off the other day.
Boo.
got Josiah celebrating.
We're
on
just
the
talking
side.
about all of Josiah's favorite
Yeah.
teams right now. This is crazy.
Gosh, Josiah just wants to be in here.
No, we're not going to talk about the Cavs.
Oh my
No.
goodness.
But
Sorry,
speaking
still
of the
laughing at
Dodgers,
Josiah.
speaking of the Dodgers and that whole NL West, it's on fire right now. Everyone is winning. Shout out the Giants. Padres are winning. Diamondbacks are winning. Rockies are still a baseball team. They're not winning, obviously. Everyone knows that.
It is also still
But-
the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but going into the season, you know Rockies aren't competing. What you didn't see was 4 teams competing as highly as they've been doing. Dodgers,
We
they're
know.
undefeated, which is cool to see.
It is cool to see.
Giants, how
We're
about
just
them
gonna get her
Giants?
every team.
Oh my god.
How about them Giants, though?
Oh
We're all
my
Giants fans here. At least we say we
We
are.
are.
What do you guys think
She's
about?
like, we are.
What do you guys think about San Francisco's performances?
Val.
I think it's cool to see.
Very cool to see.
I think it's cool to see.
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet.
Alexis,
Since you guys are gonna pull something.
what have you seen?
She learned to keep it.
I'm gonna just keep it concise now.
Okay.
The Dodgers are still dominating. The Dodgers, and I hate to say this, Ohtani, man, closing out the game for them. It is horrible to see. Giants got to visit them twice, right? No, it's not twice. How Dodgers have to see the Giants?
Well,
Their
now
conference.
every team plays each other, so it's a little bit different. But
Have you seen their schedule?
no,
Giants
but I
schedule this
usually
season?
know late September or mid-September.
We'll pop
that's
up
the
their
final
schedule right
one.
here. But either way, the Giants are going to have to meet up with the Dodgers at some point this
I mean,
season.
they got to meet up with the whole NL West.
Yeah.
And after the start everyone's had,
a game together.
it is going to be a bloodbath in the NL West. That's for sure.
Are you ready for those games?
I am ready.
What's your routine? Baseball
What's
game?
my
No
routine?
baseball game routine. No tradition. You always
I mean,
have
no,
one.
I mean, playoff games may be a little bit different, but MLB games, you just
They're just
throw
so
that
often.
throw that thing on and just
So often,
sit
so
back
boring
and
to
watch.
watch. I said this in the last podcast. I'm not watching baseball unless it's in person.
I mean,
I'll keep
I was
up. Like,
I was
I
over at my
did
desk
see the
on
ending.
opening day watching that first
Yeah.
game. I was going crazy. A lot of people in the office were looking at me weird, but Giants got it done. Shout out my goat, Wilmer Flores.
Hey, how's your fantasy going?
My fantasy team's going pretty good.
Are you sure?
Both
Are
my
you
teams
first
are
or
actually
no?
doing pretty good.
Can we
well,
upload a
one of
screenshot
them-
here?
I would love to show off my team right now.
Okay, let's show
I would
it
love
off.
to.
We'll give you a
We'll
moment.
show it off at the end of the season again.
We'll give you a moment.
We'll
for
do
your
that
podcast.
when I'm yeah, we'll do that when I'm raising the trophy. But anyways, my team's doing pretty good right now, pretty solid. But so are the Giants, which is everyone loves to see, even Dodgers fans.
I'm not
over
a Dodger.
here.
Bruh.
Moving over to the AL and a former Diamond Dog, Aaron Judge.
Hey,
Hot start.
hot start.
Another hot start, and all of the Yankees are off to a hot start.
Hey, do you think it's their bats though?
It's not just. I want to let
And
it
they're
be known,
not
it's
illegal.
not
They're
just.
not illegal.
It's not illegal yet, and it's not just
Yeah.
the
They
Yankees
They better
doing
not
it.
make them illegal.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No,
You like it?
they're just smarter to do that. They
Smarter?
thought of that. That's like, okay, the same thing with the bats. That's like in football if they get rid of the tush push. You just thought of it, so why are you mad that they're executing it
I'm
better?
for getting rid of it.
You're
just like
for-
my Green
oh
Bay. Oh,
my
my Green Bay
goodness,
Packers
get
were the
outta
ones
here.
that brought it up. I'm all for it.
No, no, they should not get rid of the tush push because the Eagles just thought of it and they executed it better than a lot of people. Now here you go. It's same thing with MLB tying it back. These bats, they just thought of it.
I think these are two
No,
separate.
they're not. No, they're not.
Torpedo bats is one thing. Tush push. We can get that out of there.
No, that's okay. That's the same thing. A tush push can be
Well,
like
I
a
don't like
rugby
for-
play.
Exactly, it's rugby. But I've never loved the fact that you can push someone. Honestly, you're pulling them sometimes. Like, oh, lineman, just grab them.
The same
and
thing is
roll 'em.
like
That's
making
not-
a touchdown though, like doing a tush push to get into the end zone. It's the same thing as using a bat to get a home run. It's the same thing. Their bats are just different.
Chat, are we serious? I don't know about that.
I think they're smart. I
feel
don't
like-
think they should be banned.
I feel like
And they're not illegal.
in the level, because obviously baseball's not as physical as football, so it's kind of levels out.
Wait, what?
I think it levels out because baseball's not as physical as football, so it's like you need something else to kind of give you that.
Are you in favor of the bats or no?
Yeah, I think it's.
Are you in favor?
I mean,
of the
if
bats?
they're illegal, like other teams should
They already-
incorporate them.
They are
Time
legal.
Yeah.
will only tell.
But
I
he
think
thinks
if
they're gonna
we're-
make them illegal, right?
I don't think they will.
We'll have to. I mean, it's just been a week and a half of games, and not a whole lot of people have added to it. A lot
Gosh,
of
but
the
look at the
Yankees have.
Yankees. Look at the Yankees
have
now.
hit-
How many home runs? How many already?
I mean, they
A
hit
lot.
like they went. It's they went 3 pitches
Unsure
in a
how
row
many home runs?
against Nestor Cortez and
Hitting
the
3
Brewers.
home runs.
3 straight pitches.
Yep, home
result in a
runs.
home run. That is true, But
Wait, what bat were they using?
they were using a torpedo bat. Aaron Judge isn't using a torpedo bat, and he's got 4 home runs this
But
year.
Aaron Judge is Aaron Judging. He's
He's
doing what he
also
does.
leading the league in
He's doing
RBIs.
what he does.
So
Aaron
yes,
Judge-
torpedo bats help, but my thing is, just like with football, and it's so hard to play defense, it is now even harder, if the bats are really this juiced, it is even harder for a pitcher to win.
But they just executed. It's the same thing. Like, it's so hard to defend a tush push, but the Eagles, they literally came up with it. Like, they're just executing it better. It's not like every other team could still do it, you know? It's just you'll probably see a lot more high-scoring games. Like, the Yankees game, I mean, it was so high-scoring. I mean, that was a blowout. But you'll just see a lot more high-scoring games.
Which I think is good because, like you said, baseball can get slow, and there could be
Right,
innings where
I
like
agree.
nothing happens. So like with these torpedo bats, you're gonna get runs and you're gonna get hits.
You're going to get home
How
runs.
much
You're going to
harder
get
do you
people in the
want-
fans.
How much harder do you want to make it for an MLB pitcher?
Well,
I mean, they got to walk out there, take off their belt, and show the umpire, acting like a criminal. I have nothing on me.
They also got 6 different pitchers on their roster, so
I
it
think
doesn't.
What?
They could rotate.
with
They-
It's like you're saying we should feel bad for the pitchers, but they have so many pitchers on
with
their
a
roster
bat or
playing
without a
every
bat,
a different pitcher every single game.
with a torpedo bat or with the regular bat, if a pitcher throws a strike, then they just don't hit it. So it's like it doesn't really change anything for the pitcher. I feel like. What are you looking
There was a player that I
think the
loved
bats are good.
what he said. Matt Strom of the Phillies. He said, well, if they can use this bat, why can't we use the stuff that batters have, a.k.a. like pine tar
Mm.
and the quote-unquote sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff, yeah.
Now, I'm not
Wait,
for...
pitcher.
Yeah, because if batters can use pine tar for their grip on, for their hands in the bat, and obviously they can use a torpedo bat, why can't pitchers use that?
But pitchers.
I thought that was a really
pitchers
interesting
go
point.
to the box though too, right?
No.
Some Otani. Oh, but he wasn't.
Normally,
Yeah, he wasn't pitching.
especially now because
Okay,
there's universal
yeah.
DH.
Right. He wasn't. He was
there
only.
was,
he was
a
only in the
Diamondbacks
box. Yeah.
pitcher they had to. He actually got a hit, but now you never see pitchers.
No,
hit.
they just have.
I think it's an interesting point to put up, especially if the torpedo bats are this juiced. We'll have to wait and see how if other teams implement it.
I think they keep it. I mean, it's not like you're restricting it to one team.
Right.
Every team could have it. You're getting the same opportunity.
And I feel like it doesn't change what the pitcher is doing. Like if a pitcher is throwing only strikes and they have a torpedo bat, if they're not hitting because of he's just throwing strikes. Same thing if he just has a regular bat,
Yeah, but it's also like if every team has the opportunity to use these bats, then my pitcher on my team's going to have to throw against you using those bats too, the same way you're going to have to throw to me using this bat.
Yeah.
So it's the same opportunity.
There's a whole lot of science behind the bats.
Oh, he's whipping up the science now.
I need to see a little bit more of it, and especially if other people add to it. Because if it is this crazy, then I would like to see a switch. But until that happens,
But
we
time
just
will
gotta
tell.
wait. Right.
Time will tell.
We'll have to wait and see if the Yankees keep doing this.
Uh-huh.
But Aaron Judge representing Fresno State in the big leagues. Another
Very nice
player,
to see.
Taylor Ward. Talking about my fantasy team, I
Drafted
took
him.
him. I drafted him. He's been all right. But the Angels. Speaking of the Angels, they are winning. They are winning baseball games, which is pretty shocking for everyone.
Dude, the Angels were horrible.
I know, but now I think they're what, 4-1?
They're going to Vance Walberg it.
They're winning.
Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, so there's some former Bulldogs in the MLB to look out for. Obviously, Aaron Judge, but Taylor
Oh,
Ward.
brother.
Taylor Ward, former dog.
Go dog!
Go dog.
Anything to add, Val? Over
No.
here, you've been very
It's cool,
quiet
it's just
during this
cool.
segment.
I've just been laughing because that was funny.
But it's
Yeah.
cool, right? You
Yeah.
just love to see everyone
I just love to
succeed.
see everyone.
Torpedo bats.
It's just so cool to see.
She loves to
Giants,
see-
So cool
Dodgers,
to see.
anything.
Dodgers.
It's just so cool to see.
So cool to see.
She just says nothing.
Just
Oh.
Just
She-
mute her mic. You
Yeah.
can go ahead and
I would
unplug.
just go ahead and walk out.
Go ahead and unplug. We could just, crop her out of it.
Yeah.
Just me and Alexis over here.
Right.
Yeah. Well, talked about a lot. Some of us talked about a lot.
Okay.
Some of us talked about a lot of teams that are not in.
Yeah. We talked a lot about
It's good
ball.
to always include them, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. we gave her a mic. We tried our best, but
Finley.
We did try our best.
it's not me this week.
But she's a big
It's not
supporter.
me,
She's
so
a
I'm
big
very
supporter.
it's not me this
Oh my
week.
God.
It's all
Just close
it's
it
all
out.
you.
Close it out.
We're gonna close out this episode of the Collegian Cooldown. Thank you
Thanks
for
for
tuning in.
watching.
Thanks for putting up with us as always.
Comment
and
down
have a
below if you
fantastic
think
day.
Walberg will turn around the team next semester or next year.
Comment down below if you think he'll add on more to his money.
And what are your
Double
thoughts
it.
on torpedo bats?
Yeah.
Or the
Let us
tush
know.
push. Just let us know everything.
Torpedo bats? Tush push.
See you guys.
Bye bye.